Welcome back to the shop, everybody. I hope you're all warm and well, and thank you for tuning back in. Today we are working on the 56 GMC. In the last video I sprayed the driver's door with some feather fill, which is just some really heavy primer, and that's going to be our main focus today. But first, let's check out how that bed liner looks on that fender. Looks like the door got all sanded out on my day off, which I don't hate, so we'll get this thing drug into the booth and we'll get it dusted off and ready for its first coat of primer. After we primed the door, you could see me getting my brother in there to look at the door. I found a couple of small dents, which isn't really that big of a deal, especially with as hammered as the doors were. It's not something like a collision job where, you may find little dents and something like that, but usually it's fairly straightforward with a collision job or a deer hit or something. But with something like this, where there's 50, 60 years worth of dents in the panel, you're not gonna find everything all at once. So that's not really that big of a deal. What we're gonna do, instead of repriming everything, we're just gonna sand off the top part of the door, sand it down, put another coat of primer on it after we get the dents fixed, and then we'll flip it over and sand the other side out. When I said that we were going to sand the other side out, I was getting a little ahead of myself there. We needed to flip it over and actually prime the inside of the door. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip that over, we're going to prime the inside of the door, we're going to drag the visor for the truck in there, and then the door panel for the driver's door. So we're getting the pieces for that all wrapped up and ready to go. And we're going to spray this with Valspar primer. It's a colored primer. I've never sprayed it before, so we're going to give this a test run and see how it goes. I'd say that wasn't the worst primer job that I've ever done. Valspar, that Valspar stuff is really tricky. It's a lot, it dries a lot more slowly than the stuff that I'm used to spraying. The TP stuff that we use for, you know, spraying primer on like a deer head job or just like a body panel or whatever, the stuff that I use every day is a lot more forgiving. It dries a lot faster. So with this stuff, I was kind of spraying it like that, and there's some runs in the door. There's definitely some runs in the visor because of the trebuchet-like design that my brother made for the visor. You could see me trying to hold the visor, and the execution wasn't as good as what I had hoped. I should have known when I dusted it off that as soon as it was moving around that it wasn't just gonna stay there, but it's no big deal. All that stuff will sand out, and it feels really good to finally get some primer on some of these parts.
Hey, Editing Room Muted here to tell you what I forgot to say when I was at the shop. We waited until the primer on the inside of the door was dry so we could hang the door on a stand and get the last coat of primer on the outside. Once this is sprayed, everything needs to be sanded out for the final time and it will all be ready for paint. That is all. Enjoy the rest of the video.
That's gonna do it for the video today. We got a lot of stuff done on those doors. The next video, we'll get that door sanded out and ready to paint. With that being the last coat of primer, we just gotta sand it out probably with 500 first and 600 on the outside, and then probably 4 and then 5 on the inside. That door doesn't deserve to look as good as what it does. So we'll get that all sanded out, and we'll get that ready to paint in the next video. But if you like what you saw today, feel free to slap that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and click the bell if you want to know when I go live. I live stream here on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays. Here's a clip from Mario Kart.
Of course, it's Phil.
Don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. Be gentle. Oh, get the fuck out.
If you want to come into the live stream, talk about games, talk about cars, feel free. I usually stream for a few hours on those days, and it's usually a lot of fun. So I can't express to you guys how much I appreciate everybody checking out the new videos and taking the channel in a new direction and just seeing it feel like it's paying off already. So I just want to thank you guys for that. Much love, everybody. Stay safe out there, and I will catch you all in the next one. Muted out.
I was talking for probably like half an hour.
Thank you for holding the door.
Hold on, boys.
Pull me!